On Sunday, the 27th of October 2013, this marks the memorial of the passing of Professor Emeritus Es'kia Mphahlele in late 2008. The late Professor Mphahlele was an activist educator, humanist, journalist, poet, a novelist, satirist, philosopher, and, well, I don't know, so many other well-deserving titles of his lasting legacy. To celebrate his words, an entertaining new collection, A Lasting Tribute, contains over 130 monthly articles written by the professor for Tribute magazine in the 1980s and the 1990s. To tell us more about the book and Professor Es'kia Mphahlele's life, we're joined in studio by Professor Sam Radiclaro, who is an associate professor at the UNISA English Studies Department. Good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you.
Professor Mphahlele's passion was to write and read. As a scholar yourself, and of course someone who obviously followed the life of the professor and very involved in his writings, how did you feel being part of this book?
It has always been a wish that all these articles should come out at the same time, because from 1987 until 1998, he was writing these monthly columns, but they were never collected into a piece like that. And remember 1987 up to 1998 was a period of volatility, change and whatever. And for someone to work on Tribute at the time and to celebrate Black excellence in the midst of all that despair, you know, it made that something that one wanted to read every month. So the collection is opportune precisely because all of us have our favorite pieces. We remember, some of them stay in your mind forever.
Yeah.
And to have them now as a collection is a boon.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just read them when you want to. Tell us about his involvement as an education activist on the continent.
Mphahlele went out of South Africa in 1957. He landed in Nigeria and almost immediately became who he would later be known as the Dean of African Letters, because he joined the Black Orpheus with Shoyinka, with Achebe and so forth. They were the first people to lead that African Renaissance in terms of writing. And he made sure that people like Dennis Brutus could be published, people like Arthur Norky published through the Black Orpheus movement and the Mbari publications. And then he went to France, where he became the director of Cultural Freedoms. And from there, he was the one who made it possible for people then to begin to organize conferences. The most historic conference in 1962 at Makerere University of writers of English expression. That then gave the impetus for African literature to take off as something that could be taught on the continent.
Yeah. Let's look at some of the pieces that he wrote. I mean, some of the, I would imagine, controversial pieces. He must have got into a lot of trouble. What stands out for you as one that sort of like really sort of you thought, oh, can't believe he wrote that one?
Okay, there's one that he wrote that ran over 3 months.
Yeah.
It's called The Curse of Dependence, where he speaks very clearly about us as Africans not producing anything, not doing anything for ourselves, but just being consumers. And he was anticipating this consumerist culture that we have right now. You see, that for me is a very, very memorable piece because, you know, in his mind, we don't even produce the food that we eat.
Yeah.
And yet we are, you know, the basic consumers and the growing middle class that we have today. You know, he could already anticipate the problems that we are going to have as a middle class. That is a memorable piece. It stays in one's mind because then it challenges you as a person. What are you doing as a person? What is it that you are making a difference in terms of this consumerist culture? And it really, really had a huge impact on me, and I suppose on many other people.
On many other people. All right, so the book is out. We can buy this in bookstores around the country. Just finally, Sunday, marking the 11th anniversary of the professor's death, how is it going to be commemorated?
It will be commemorated with the Es'kia Institute. There will be a small memorial, and you know, people will come out and really pay homage to Es'kia Mphahlele. But you know, with Es'kia, the homage is never about sadness. It's about celebrating. He's a living ancestor, and we feel very much that he's still with us.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for talking to us about him. The father of African humanism, from the 17th of December 1919, the 27th of October 2008 was when the professor passed away. His book, now country stores around the country, a lasting tribute, Es'kia Mphahlele. If you want to read all of his writings and columns, you can find them in one book now. All right, thank you.